Picks and Roll DFS. Happy December 1st. We've got 3 high-value NBA props lined up for tonight, each backed by matchup data, recent form, and market consensus. Now, before we get into today's plays, remember, my full card is available on my Winnable store. All my player props, straight bets, totals, and parlays are updated throughout the day. And if you want everything I'm playing, not just the YouTube picks, go to winnable.com/picks and roll DFS. Now let's get into today's 3 data-backed props. Our first play for today is going to be Alex Sarr going under 19.5 points. Now, if we look at his recent data, Alex Sarr has been going off this season. He has been doing great. We can see on the year, he is averaging around 19 points per game. Although he is scoring consistently at a solid rate of about 19 to 20 points a game, the Wizards aren't that good. So in any matchup, we want to keep an eye out for blowouts, which then takes out the star players. Although Alex Sarr has been having a great season, they are going up against the Bucks. And if we look at the data, sorry, we have it at the over. We'll fix that there. If we look at the data here, we can see that the Milwaukee Bucks defense, in terms of their points allowed to centers, is ranked 7th in the league, which is a favorable matchup if we're looking at going lower than 19.5 points. We can see that they average only 17 points allowed to centers. Now, in his last 20, we can see that his median points is 16.5. His median in the season is 18. And his median in the last 10 is around 19.5. We can see that overall, especially if we look at last 20, head-to-head, which is 10.5 points, and the season overall at 18, he is below his average, or his line, I should say, at 19.5, especially that head-to-head matchup. We can see he did in February have an outlier game of 22 points, but overall, his median is about 10.5 points per game against the Bucks, if we look at last year and this year, which is well below that 19.5. Now, Milwaukee also funnels scoring to guards and wings, which makes it a bad scoring environment for Sarr. And he only clears 19.5 in pace-up or mismatch spots, and this isn't one, which is why I like Alex Sarr lower than 19.5 points. And you can see that other places like this as well, but it gives us a solid line to play to maximize our profit. Now, before we hit the next play, if you haven't joined Chalkboard, this is the time to do so. New users get a Drake May 0.5 passing yard free square, where he only needs 1 passing yard to cash, and a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's a great way to start building your card for today. Next, we're going to go with the Joker going lower than 10.5 assists. Now, first thing we want to see is Dallas's defense overall. And a great spot for us when we're looking at the under is that they rank 5th in assists allowed, only allowing 24.8 assists per game. And when it comes to centers, only 3.6 assists allowed per game, which ranks 14th. So for centers, they rank 14th in assists allowed, and overall, they ranked 5th as a defense. Now, if we look at the last 10, Jokic has gone below this line in 6 of his last 10, averaging and a median of exactly 10. His last 20, same thing, 60%, going below 10.5 assists in 12 out of the 20, with an average and median of around 10. Matchups, he's going below 10.5 assists, 3 out of the 4 last matchups, although all of those were from last season. And only having one going above 10.5, which was 15. And then on the season, we can see that he has a median of 10 and an average of 11, but he's gone below 10.5 assists, 11 out of 19, near that 60% range that we've seen pretty often. Now, keeping in mind Dallas's assist defense, not only overall, but to centers, we also want to keep in mind why they're so good at lowering their assist allowed, especially to centers. They force the bigs to score inside instead of facilitate. So they're going to force Jokic to be a scorer instead of a playmaker. And we just talked about his last 20 median and his median on the season overall, which is around that 10 assist mark. Now, the projections show a slight lean to the under with that matchup support, which is why I like this play at lower than 10.5 assists. Now, before we get into our last play for today, quick shout out to Underdog, who has been killing it overall this basketball football season. We just closed out Feast Week, where we got numerous profit boosts and gimme picks across multiple sports, and they still have a great deal for new customers. Right now, if you sign up using code LOB and play $5, you'll get $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries. Plus, they'll also give you a Drake May gimme pick today, where he only needs one passing or rush yard to hit, which is basically a free hit to start your slip today. Then you compare it with our last play for today, which is going to be Grayson Allen going higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. Now, it's important to note that the Lakers defense is one of the top in terms of 3 points allowed to shooting guards, where they only allow 3.6 per game. And overall, they are ranked 18th, allowing 13.7 3-pointers per game. However, we look at Grayson Allen's last 20, where he's gone above 2.5 threes 13 out of 20 times for a 65% rate, with an average and median exactly where we wanted to be at 3. He's also cleared this line in 6 of his last 10 and 3 of his last 5. And as we can see, it's pretty much a consistent 60% rate on that last 10, last 20, 10, and 5. But on the season, we can see a 71% rate of him going above 2.5 3-pointers with an average of 3.7 and a median of 4. With this fast-paced matchup tonight between the Lakers and Phoenix, this is a perfect 3-point environment for Grayson Allen to go above 2.5 threes. Now, we talked about great deals on Chalkboard and Underdog, but you can also use this play on Betr. They are currently also running the Drake May gimme pick, where he only needs one passing yard to cash. Plus, we have been feasting in the VIP on the 2-man, trying to get that mystery multiplier up to 1,000. So if you want the opportunity to play for that 1,000 times your money on a 2-pick with the mystery multiplier, you have to join Betr today. Use code DIME. But it doesn't stop there. They also adjusted their 3-pick to match other popular DFS platforms to 6x. And then we can even see better scores here for 7x or 7 picks. You can get up to 10,000 times your money. These are great opportunities to cash. Plus, you'll get a free $10 bonus and a deposit match up to $200 if you use code DIME when signing up for Betr. It's a perfect time to try a two-man with one of today's plays. So that's the 3 plays for December 1st. We have Alex Sarr going lower than 19.5 points. We have Jokic going lower than 10.5 assists. And Grayson Allen going higher than 2.5 3-pointers. If you want all my plays, props, straights, totals, parlays, they're posted daily at winnable.com/picksandrolldfs. See you tomorrow for more plays. And as always, let's build that roll.